Ever heard of a tenrec? Or met an echidna? You'll never guess what they're related to, but here's a clue. It's not a hedgehog. Unlike Harold, he is a hedgehog. Stay tuned and all will be revealed as we get to know some of the world's prickliest creatures and follow some of their quirky, even dangerous adventures. Most of us are familiar with stickly prickly hedgehogs, like Harold. If you live in Eurasia, you might be lucky enough to have one visit your garden. Harold's on a mission. Well, in theory. Hedgehogs have huge appetites and his growling belly spurs him on. His eyes are not that sharp, but his little moist snout is the perfect dinner detector. If he can get to grips with the ground. He's one determined little mammal. That's the first hurdle out of the way, but there are many more to come. Hedgehogs are insectivores by trade, but have wide diets, and are especially fond of eggs. Ground nesters might find themselves under attack. Godwits are sharp-eyed and feisty parents. But embroiled in neighbourhood disputes. This could be Harold's chance. It could be the perfect time for some daylight robbery. But the little birds have eagle eyes. Shouting and dive bombing. And those big beaks. Got to be easier ways to score a breakfast. In terms of reputation, hedgehogs hold their own. They even lend their image to a Sega game and movie star. Their image might be big, but they live in a world of giants. In old folklore, hedgehogs weren't liked by dairy farmers. It was believed they snuck into fields at night and suckled from the udders of sleeping cows. It's nonsense, of course. Milk isn't good for hedgehogs. And from down here, cows are monsters. Maybe it's better to hide out until it gets dark. Most of the time, hedgehogs are nocturnal. That's better. There are some exciting smells coming from a barn. Cats are up to no good. Eggs. To most small mammals, cats are a disaster. But Harold boldly strides in. He has confidence in his armour. It's what happens when you're surrounded by pricks. Scrambled eggs for free. Result. And after a tasty meal, he's in the mood for something else. Another appetite. For love. An alluring perfume catches his nose. But love for pincushions is a complicated business. Girls give the boys the runaround. All the commotion can attract rival males to join in the chase, but tonight he's lucky. It's one-on-one. And here's a question. How do hedgehogs mate? The answer is carefully. It's like a bed of nails, but the female does her best to lower her spines. Love is a flash in the pan for this Casanova, and she's no saint either. Through the breeding season, they get around a bit. And even baby hedgehogs in the same litter can have different fathers. But that's enough for tonight. She's having a midnight snack, and Harold goes to find somewhere he can sleep off the afterglow. Have you ever wondered what a hedgehog is? He's a cousin to moles and shrews. And like his little cousins, hedgehogs are insect specialists, with the tiny, sharp teeth of a predator. A pint-sized predator, but ferocious nonetheless. This is one thing the tenrec does have in common. This streaked tenrec is taking her brood on a hunting trip, which for all little animals can be fraught with risks. Something else tenrecs share with hedgehogs are the menacing mullets. They might have a more sporty quiff and some fashionable highlights, but tenrecs are also guarded by spines. In both cases, the spines are enlarged hairs stiffened with keratin, a coat of swords, which can be very useful for small animals in a dangerous world. But unlike hedgehogs, which can be found from northern Africa across Asia and Europe, tenrecs only live in Madagascar, which is where the fossa roams, a potentially deadly predator. But this one doesn't seem too fussed about hunting little prickly tenrecs. Which is just as well. The kids are clumsy. It's a hedgehog-like lifestyle for this mum. The family rummage with their sensitive snouts and impressive whiskers, which compensate for their absurdly small eyes. And they'll snack on any small creatures that cross their path. A wriggly worm, what a treat! Snacks for everyone. There's still another spiny surprise to come. If you're enjoying the story, why not hit subscribe? We have so much more wildlife to share with you. A third spiny soulmate has a rather more rigid diet. The echidna is sometimes called a spiny anteater. It's not related to anteaters at all. But in terms of taste, they'd get on well. She's out for ants and termites, sticky beaking in any mounds or rotten wood. This one's loving life in Australia, but she also has cousins in New Guinea. Her powerful arms are perfect for a smash and grab. She has the fastest tongue down under. Her tongue's as long as your hand and can flick 100 times a second to slop up termites and ants with her sticky saliva. There's no teeth here, but her multitasking tongue grinds the bugs against the floor of her mouth, so they slide down her throat with ease. She too has the impressive armour that you would not want to step on. So 3 spiny animals. What else do these insectivores have in common? The answer is, not a lot. The echidna is one of the weirdest and most unique animals on the planet. It only has one living relative, the platypus. Both have tough, rubbery beaks. And unlike most mammals alive today, these biological oddities still lay eggs like their reptile ancestors. Not like a hedgehog at all. Hedgehogs are like us, placental mammals, meaning their babies are carried in the womb until they're well formed. Of the 17 species of hedgehogs, there are a few desert specialists. With a hungry family, this mother needs to find food before things get prickly, which means facing the dangers of the desert. She's a bug lover. Her large ears are a desert adaptation, helping to radiate some of the heat from her little body, but doesn't stop the sand from being hot underfoot. A cricket. It's not easy to creep with live-in armour. And her blunders are being watched. A toad-headed agama. And he doesn't want to share. No missing this body language. A hedgehog could nobble a little lizard, but not this freak show. Thankfully, there are other options. Belly full, Mum can head home, ready to turn on the taps and let her little ones have some more milk. For most mums, breastfeeding can be a challenge, but especially if your babies are pincushions. For this reason, little hedgehogs have softer spines, which is why she keeps them indoors. They'll soon be too sharp to share the home. Prickly teenagers are always hard to live with. So 3 spiny animals, all so similar, all prickly bug munchers. But they are only really connected by one thing. Convergent evolution. All 3 evolved modified hairs for protection, completely independently. Echidnas are egg-laying oddities. Hedgehogs are big, prickly shrews. But what of tenrecs? Well, here's the surprise. They look like little hedgehogs swam across to the island and had a makeover. But actually, they're cousins to elephants. There's a strange grouping of mammals called Afrotheria that spread through Africa, giving rise to giant elephants, tiny elephant shrews, even sea cows, and of course our super spiny tenrecs. They don't look much like elephants, but like their bizarre collection of relatives, tenrecs' teeth don't all erupt at the same time, a family trait. And these little critters do one other thing that no other mammal does. They stridulate. Mum can call her brood closer with a special patch of quill. When they rub together, they make a sound like crickets rubbing their wings. Apart from insects, nothing else does this. Handy when you have a big group of naughty babies, and all thanks to spines. Something Harold now needs as he moves through the garden. Danger! His escape route is a tight squeeze. But other prickles save the day. In a modern world, dogs can be a major threat to hedgehogs. He looks like he's up to no good, out to steal from the vegetable patch. But no. Slugs and snails are stealing the crops. And the hedgehog is here to save the day. Free pest control. Hedgehogs are a gardener's friend. However, our gardens are destroying them. Gardens are fenced in. stopping wild animals from roaming and finding each other and the food they need. And gardeners use poison pellets to kill slugs. But those poisons get passed up through the food chain. If we did more by doing less and trusting in nature, natural predators could help us out. Say no to toxic chemicals and leave a little space for beautiful, prickly pals. If you enjoy our stories, please help us out by clicking the subscribe button. We have so much more we want to share. With your help, we can spread the love of nature.